Hello everybody. I just thought I would do this vlog update. I haven't done something like this in a while, and I've been humming and hawing about sharing something that I've been going through for a number of months now. Um, I guess because I wasn't sure about the right energy and in the middle of it, but anyways, I thought it was important to share. I think people know me to be pretty positive, and the things I stand for and the things I do. Social media is can be a tricky place that sometimes things are quite sugar coated, and there's always a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So I thought I'd give some insight to my own personal struggle that I've had, that I've been dealing with. In December, I was notified that I was cut from Team Canada for 2018. It was a complete shock to me. My performance wasn't as high as it usually was. So the reason why was basically I had a minor injury at this time last year, missed a major competition in Switzerland, which is sort of the fastest track race in the world, where 70% of the top 40 times last year were recorded. So because I had a minor injury, I missed it. My ranking was lower than it usually is, and so I didn't meet the minimum qualification standards. Other performances like Boston, Canada doesn't count in their selections. Other performances, I had good placings, but they weren't fast races, so they didn't meet the criteria. I tried appealing for a medical exemption, considering my long history on the national team at 12 years and the medals that I've won and the consistent top performances I've had. Been ranked top 5 in the world for a number of years, and sure, the performances weren't as consistent the last couple of years, but still been consistently at the top, and a pretty clear reason why last year my ranking was lower than normal. So anyways, that appeal was thrown out, and as you have seen, after I was injured, full recovery, had some really strong races in the fall building back up, and then most recently as well, in Dubai, you've probably seen the track meet there. 3 months after being cut from the national team, I'm ranked 5th in the world in the 5,000 meter, but I'm not on Team Canada. So, that's been frustrating to deal with. Now, I guess the other thing as well is there's nothing I can really do about this for another full year, because they redo the selections every year annually. So there's nothing I can do, but essentially, unless rankings change majorly over the rest of the season, I've essentially already qualified for next year, but I've lost out on about $30,000 of funding. So last year was already tough. A post-Paralympic year is always tough in terms of sponsorship and funding, and so with it being already tight, that was really a final blow for me. A lot of people in this position would just retire. When you get into your 30s, you're thinking about the future, trying to get your finances together. A lot of people are having families, and it's not necessarily a physical thing. Like this past winter, I've had the best winter training of my entire career. I've logged the best numbers and stats that I've ever had, and I should retire, but why should I then, if this is the training I'm still having and the numbers that I'm recording, and was starting to record before I was even officially cut. So it's been pretty frustrating, and I think people know me about my perspective and how I look at things and trying to put a positive spin, and it's been pretty difficult, but I've just had to use this as more fuel for the fire. At the same time, it's put me in a pretty tough position to be able to just survive. Already this past year I've been going all over the world, yes, but with maybe 20 or 40 bucks to my name, literally. Japan with 20 bucks, Dubai with 45 bucks, and literally that's what I've had to jump on a plane and make things happen. So unfortunately, what it's led to is that I've had to sell my home, my condo here, which I worked my rear end off for. I put a deposit on it after I won Boston that allowed me to be able to make that move, and so yeah, I've worked really hard for it. So it's been quite sad and heartbreaking to see it go, and have to sell it and be in this position. But as always, it's always about reframing and being grateful, and I'm grateful that that it's been my home, and I'm grateful that I'm able to sell it and have that to fall back on. Otherwise, I'd be in a extremely tough situation, which I already have been. I'm so grateful to family and friends that have helped spot me and bail me out the last couple of months. There's so many people out there that you wonder why they're on the streets, and that could have been me if I didn't have the family and friends sort of support over the last couple of months, to make sure I didn't lose my home, because that was a danger, because I wasn't able to make my payments for a bit. So the people were asking why I wasn't at Commonwealth Games, and that was the reason why, because I was selected, nominated, I had accepted, but after I got the news about being cut from the national team, I couldn't afford to go and spend 5 weeks without earning a dime. I was a favorite to win a medal. I was going in ranking second in the marathon. As you saw in my performances in the winter, I was obviously on track in Dubai. I had performed really well and beat my Canadian teammates every time we were head to head. I recorded 2 personal bests there, and actually not even on my strongest day. So I knew I was ready, and I would have done well at Commonwealth Games, and I was so excited to go. I look forward to those games every year, but I had to make a decision to try and go for the major marathons, because there was a greater financial opportunity, and to be honest, the competition field was going to be stronger at Boston Marathon, London Marathon than focusing on the Commonwealth Games, as amazing as that would have been, and how much I wanted to win another medal there. So it's always been the financial part in this sport has always been a struggle. So that's something that I'm definitely I'm motivated to change and shift, and make the most that I can, and part of that is going to be from what I can offer, and this whole situation is part of the reason why I'm sharing it. It's a testament to I guess the real struggle that everybody goes through, and it's the whole reason why I do what I do as well, because I just want people to be able to believe in themselves, to be able to go after what they want, to get through the tough times, because they are frustrating and they can be heartbreaking, but there's always a way to get through it, and it's always a matter of time, and a lot of that comes from reframing. So instead of just talking about it, this is an opportunity that I can share in the middle of this, or as I'm coming through the breaking through point of this, and how I've refocused my energy and used it for fuel for the fire, and and hopefully then everyone will be able to celebrate with me as I get through this, and have successes in the future too. And I'm continuing to go and do this because I want to go for 2020. I don't have the gold Paralympic medal. That's something I want, so that I'm working for, and not because I don't want any charity. It's there's been so many people that have supported over the years, but it's more the message that I wanted to get across, and also to speak up, because I'm not going to be doing this forever. And it's really more important for sport in general. This constant focus for the podium is what we're all going for, but the system isn't exactly working. You can't guarantee a medal, and as soon as the top people fall off a little bit, then if they can just be discarded, or the people that are in the middle trying to break through. If I had some of the funding that I had when I was on my best years, just a couple years before, I would have got there quicker. And then you get to the top, then everyone has an opinion, tells you what to do, how you should use your time, and the amount of stress and pressure, it's stupid. It's stupid. People ask, where do you get the most stress from? It's not from the media, it's not from family and friends, it's not from corporate sponsors, it's not even from myself, which is a lot of pressure I put on myself. It's been national team stress and pressure that's gotten me to the point of being sick, and just, there's been so much support on the national team, but there's been individuals that have been in and out throughout the years that have just created so much unnecessary stress and pressure that has taken away from performance. And this is another example, someone who's had a career like myself, and I'm not the only one. There's lots of other people, not just in our country too, but in other countries, that have gone through this sort of ridiculous type of thing. It's just not necessary, especially when all the facts and stats and everything are there, when there's problems in the actual criteria and selection process that allow this. There's got to be some major changes, and that's part of the reason too, is I want things to be better for the next generation. And wanted to let you know what I'm going to overcome, what I've been overcoming, and I know everyone out there is overcoming things in your own lives as well. You all are, we all are, because there's always obstacles. They're always going to be there, but it's how they teach us, what we learn from them. And for me, it's a lot about letting go. And as I said, like, this has got to just be reframed, that the universe is providing me with opportunities to get me to where I want to go quicker. And it's a combination of getting rid of the ego that maybe we don't know best, and there's stuff that we can learn. And then another flip side, it's the challenge of, how much do you want this? How much do you believe in yourself? And what else can you do? What else is it that you can do or do differently to have the better life that you want and envision? And all of this I could let go in a second. And I've been close to letting it all go in a second, because it's not the most important thing. It's a decision that I decided that what I'm going to do moving forward, and how I'm going to deal with this. So there is my vlog share, and thank you guys for listening and supporting so much. It's really meant a lot to me, and yeah, reach out to other people, reach out to me whenever you're going through stuff. We're all in this together, and it makes things a lot easier. All right, everyone, have a great weekend.